Good day, everyone, and welcome to our fourth annual Game of Apps Provincial Championships. My name is Leah. I am a design mentor with Game of Apps, and I work at Domain 7 as an experience designer. Co-hosting with me today is Janice, who is joining us all the way from Seattle.
Hello, everybody. I'm also a design mentor at Game of Apps, and my daytime job is a product designer at PitchBook.
Awesome. Now that people know or remember who we are, let's give a quick recap of what happened last weekend.
Sure thing. So last weekend, we had 92 students across 7 cities from 17 schools compete in the regionals across 2 days. And today, we're going to see the best of the best go head-to-head.
Yeah, we will have 8 teams from the 2 divisions competing for this trophy, which you can't see, so I'll just carry it with me. This trophy is almost as big as I am. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah, no joke. I've seen that trophy before, and it's almost as big as me too, and it's humongous. But I wonder what you can put in it.
I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, so inside this trophy, there's a lot of things. Inside this trophy is a mini trophy. There's a mini trophy in here, and then inside this mini trophy, it seems like there's another thing in here. Oh, yeah, there's an imposter in this trophy. So, just gonna put that down there. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on here.
Interesting, but that's pretty sus. I wonder who will be the imposters. Winners for today. We saw a lot of interesting ideas from studying apps to volunteer apps to financial apps. And there were actually a few that we haven't even seen ever before. So I'm going to go check them out again now. Bye.
Wait, Janice, you can't just... Okay, you can't just run off like that. Okay, well, I'm not sure where she went, but the one thing I do know is that the students really know their stuff. We can't swear on camera. We have to keep this. We're a family-friendly show. But before we get started with the student presentations, we've gathered some mentors here today to weigh in on their predictions on who is going to win the provincials. So let's check in with Kitty, all the way again from Seattle, on what the other mentors think.
Thanks, Leah. Welcome everyone to this short segment where we get to chat with some of the mentors who work alongside with the student teams for the past 24 weeks. So before we chat with them, let's do a round of introduction to get to know them a little bit more. So hey team, how's everyone doing?
Everyone, I'm Wilbur. I'm so great because I work for Google. Although I have problems paying my internet bills before, but fret not. I paid them this time. I think.
I guess you...
I think.
All right, I guess you can't always Google your way out of a problem, can you, Wilbur? Anyways, hey everybody watching. I'm Linda. I'm a design mentor here at Game of Apps, and I'm self-employed. Last week you probably saw me during the Intense Dev and Design Challenge, but today I'm just here to hang out with my buds.
Hello, I'm Tavisha. I've been a dev mentor with Game of Apps since season 2. I work with Gianna Financial Group as an application developer, and I'm excited to be here.
And I'm Kitty. I'm a product designer at DoorDash, and I'll be hosting this segment. Now that we met everyone, let's get down to the question. So after watching the 2 division going head-to-head last week, we've seen some pretty strong contenders proceeding into today's championship. So just saying, there's 2 teams that I mentor actually went through. Anyways, what do we all think about the team lineup? Like, what do you think it will be like? And what are some of the ideas that stood out to you the most?
Oh, well, that is a great question. Let's see. Well, regarding the team lineup, you have to take the team size into account, all right? Additionally, arguably, a team's success is also a function of how well thought out your team name is. Furthermore, statistically,
Okay, that's enough from you, Wilbur. I think we muted him. Anyways, he's doing his own thing again. But what about you, Patricia? A little birdie told me that the team that you mentored last year won the provincial championship.
Yes, so New Westminster Secondary School took the championship last year, and I was one of the mentors for the winning team, Echo World, along with Kevin, Henry, Colin, Roland, and Catherine. We have so many great ideas this year, and all the teams have done an amazing job. Also, another team from New Westminster is here for provincials today.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So how do you all think about the students performing this year compared to last year?
Well, it's my first time being a Game of Apps mentor this year, so I can only speak from what I've seen. Obviously, I'm biased towards my own team. I only had 2 teams, and I just wanted to say that both of them made it this year. One of my teams is Team Carrie, and they're so wholesome. Their cooking app is such a nice idea to help families spend time together. But it kind of strikes me that they'd rather build an app instead of just helping their parents cook.
Speaking of strong contenders, definitely my team, Dogecoin. But also Team InnoFuel is a great contender. 2/3 of the team members in InnoFuel have had lots of experience already. Based on what I've seen volunteering with New West cohort for the last 2 seasons, they've gotten better and better each year. And also Team Stiff, they have a strong design team, and I've heard they made their mock-ups using a 3D program called Blender, which is a piece of software that we didn't teach them. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and another team that I think is doing really cool, great is like Team Hello World. I love the branding that they've done with their peacock. And like, speaking of which, I guess like Wilbur, you want to join back in. So, all right, let's unmute him.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Sorry. Thanks for letting me back in. Anyways, hello world! Woo, that's my team. Go! Yeah, they used mentor office hours like crazy. So huge props to Leanne and Yoon for all the meetings that they had to do and stuff like that. Furthermore, this championship is filled with so many amazing teams as well, like Bean Sprouts and Vancouver Islanders. I think their idea is like around community and volunteering. And I'll just say this, without volunteering, opportunities like Give Up Apps would not exist.
Well, Bean Sprouts and Vancouver Islanders are 2 of my teams, and they're definitely solid, and I'll be rooting for them. But I do have my eyes on 2 other teams right now, which is Dogecoin and Soda. Dogecoin is such a strong dev contender, and they're tackling a really complex topic right now. And as for Team Soda, I think their financial app spend, they did a really nice and simple design to track spending. Anyways, thanks for the insights, Senator. It'll be really interesting to see how this pans out. Okay, let's head back to Leah to get the show started.
All right. I think we've done enough chit chat, and I believe our audience is more interested in seeing the student presentations than us. Do we have any questions before we get started? I don't think I'm hearing anything, but you know what? Actually, I have a question. I do have a question. So I've always been curious about the history of Game of Apps, because I've only been a mentor for like a year and a half now. Based on what I know, this is my interpretation. We were asked the question, how did Roland, Janice, and Justin meet? How did Game of Apps come to be? Well, to tell that story, let's rewind to a long time ago. Our story starts with 3 very different children. Janice was a kind and cheerful little girl. She lived across the street from Leah, Leanne, and Linda, the lovely gals. Every day after school, she would invite the 3 sisters and a few minions to play house. As time grew, she developed a strong relationship with the girls and the minions, especially Bob, Kevin, and Stuart. Unfortunately, the crime rate in the city began to soar, and Janice's parents decided to move. Bawling in tears, the three sisters and minions gave Janice stuffed versions of themselves to remember them by. They waved their goodbyes as the car slowly disappeared into the sunset. Then we have Justin. You'd think he was a very disciplined kid, but he wasn't.
Nope. See you, suckers!
He would often be late for school and forget his class materials like pencils and notebooks.
What the heck, man?
Which resulted in him having to stay in detention every day.
Well, what's up?
One day, while he was training in the army as a teenager, a monkey accidentally dropped a coconut on his head and he fell into a coma for a week. When he finally woke up, he became a very strict person.
Get wrecked.
He even disciplined the general and made him cry for the rest of the training program.
To you, it's the end of the world. To me, it's Tuesday.
Ever since that day, many became scared of him, whether it was in school, at work, or even at home. Last but not least, we have Roland. As a child, he loved tinkering with gadgets and playing video games with his older twin brother. They would always secretly stay up late after bedtime, hiding under their blankets so that they wouldn't get in trouble. The twins did everything together. They even took the same program in university. Roland's twin brother eventually dropped out of university to pursue a career in esports. Sadly, Roland couldn't make the cut at the tryouts. To make matters worse, he was also about to be kicked out from university due to his grades. As a result, his parents pressured him to complete a degree in computer science in hopes of finding a better job.
2,000 years later.
Roland and Justin became part of an elite club that's made up of many god-tier tech industry professionals.
Hey Roland, do you want an ice frap?
The two of them started a conversation online and decided to meet in person at a Tim Hortons. What a Canadian thing to do, eh? Together, they further elaborated on the idea. Intrigued by the grand plan and interested in expanding his church of Justinism, Justin called up Janice, an event expert and fellow colleague. Together, they created an event together to gather local industry professionals who are interested in helping the younger generation understand the world of building products and apps.
It's eggs extraordinary. That's a food pun. That's an excellent idea. If you put 1 million monkeys, why do they call it hypertext? Why do the developer go broke? What do you call it now? Because there are 10 types of people developers. Understand these accounts.
Several bad puns later.
The event was a great success. Many industry members helped brainstorm the idea while eating church's chicken and discussing the program. And that brings us to today. Game of Apps is more than just a program to teach youth how to code and design apps. It's a program with the goal of helping prepare youth for 21st century careers. Yo, Justin, did I get the story right?
I don't know how you get those information. You got nothing right. Whatever happens to speaking to the stakeholders, the only thing you got right there really was just the Tim Hortons part.
Close enough, all right? So, okay, can you clarify to us as one of the OG mentors and tell us more about the evolution of Game of Apps?
Sure, because as they say, close but no cigar. So everybody, hi, Justin here. You already know me quite well. One of the design mentor, currently working at a day one company called Amazon. I heard we sell stuff online. I don't know. That's what I was told. So anyway, Game of Apps history is this, right? It all started with Roland. having an idea to give back to high school students. The same opportunity his teachers, Glenn Bussey, had given him when he was still a young chap himself. This idea was then later pitched to the Richmond School Board, which they really welcomed. And shortly after, the organization was registered. And this is what you young people today call become legit. So how I came to the picture really was through an introduction from a mutual friend of Roland and myself. And we first met at Tim Hortons at Richmond, actually. So it's a venue that makes it a very Canadian startup history. So at Timmy's, Roland pitched me the idea. I thought it was great. It was a great idea since I myself picked up programming and development in high school thanks to Mr. Lockman, that sets path to me eventually ending up in tech. So we went through a lot of details of how it could actually be executed, what are the plans, what the curriculum look like. And pretty much on the same day, the same session, I decided to join as what I heard was the first mentor and as chief strategist. So I was tasked to set up the curriculum, and that's where we decided to base it off a custom version of the design sprint by Jake Knapp. What's up, Jake? We chatted a few times to make sure that the curriculum is right. And before you know it, season 1 began, right? We began with a very small team of mentors back then, since we only had one district, which is the Richmond School District. But the folks back then were really instrumental in our success. Some of them were still here, are still here even today. So Ron, Kitty, Adrian, and Kitty and Adrian are also directors of the organization. But the success of season 1 really helped us expand to more areas. We have the island, we have New West, West Vancouver, Delta, and more. A lot more students, right? We used to have 90, I think we started with 90, then expanded 3 times to 300. And then now we are kind of maintaining that number. We had more mentors and also a lot more seasons. So the expansion in this scale also means that we have to start to rethink why we're here. Is it to teach design code, or is it more? This led to us really thinking about what is our reason for being here. Game of Apps Ikigai, if you will. So that search is how we end up where we are today, for now at least. We want to teach youth how to solve for complex problems, create value and leadership, so as to prepare them for next generation of opportunities, wherever that will be, right? It sounds easy because we just have to teach innovation, right? But the question really is innovation teachable? And for how long? For 1 year, 2 years, you go through a 4-year program and then ta-da, innovation. We at Game of Apps don't really believe so. So we spend a lot of time understanding what are the attributes that is often associated with innovation. We believe in that innovation really comes from being immersed in an environment that encourages innovation. So that's what we spend a lot of time cultivating, that environment for the program that allows the students to immerse themselves so that it gives them the best chance of success at being innovative. So do we still teach code and design? Yeah, kind of, but more as a tool to solve problem and create value. Because never in history have we had such an ease of access to information knowledge in tech, design, engineering. That's why we use it as a medium to problem solve. So how will we evolve from here? I don't know. I think that's the best part. I'm happiest when I'm in that ambiguity and unknown factor. I believe that the saying is being comfortable in an uncomfortable environment. So if you want to know what that feels like, join us in our little adventure. That's really the history and evolution over the years. Leah?
Okay, so I may have gotten it completely wrong, but you know what? It was a fun story. Thanks, Justin, for clarifying it to everyone. And sorry, everyone, for the confusion. But what a great history. And look at where we are now. I'm hearing something. I think I hear the crew saying that they're ready. So, yeah, I think we're ready. Okay, let's get this show rolling.
merch store.
Hey again, everyone, and welcome back to the Game of Apps Season 4 Grand Finale. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, sorry. I don't have... Does anyone know where Janice is? No? Okay, okay. Anyway, we're supposed to get the show Roland, but I guess she's probably off snacking somewhere. I hope she shares this time. We're all hungry right now. For today's agenda, though, we'll be starting off with a few greetings, and then we'll get to see the first 4 teams go up and present their presentations, and then we'll take a quick break to rest our eyeballs, and then we'll see the last 4 teams, and then we'll take another quick break, and then we'll announce who the winners are for this season. I did hear that there may or may not be a few surprises. So we'll see about that. I'm going to first pass it off to Roland as our keynote speaker to kick us off.
Thanks, Leah. I saw that. Roland, huh? So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Roland, and I've been a software developer working in the industry for over 30 years. So when we first launched Game of Apps, we didn't really know what to expect. In the first season, we only had a few schools participating here in the school district of Richmond. But as time grew, we expanded to a bunch of other cities, to West Vancouver, North Van, New West, and shortly after, even more remote communities like Vernon, Vancouver Island, even. So every year it has been my pleasure to work with a lot of talented students and mentors, and the results impress me every time when we see their hard work come to life in the provincials. I could not be more proud of all the challenges that the students have overcome, especially this year with the pandemic. And now, regarding today's provincial championships, we're going to be awarding 3 awards, the 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place. And then in addition to that, we will also have a People's Choice Award. So that will be determined by you, the audience. So that's when your vote comes in. So make sure to download the Game of Apps app, either on the App Store or the Play Store, or on our website at gameofapps.org. There should be no surprise today. The judges will be evaluating the teams on the 5 criteria: design, development, product, presentation, and X factor. So lastly, all student teams, please monitor the Slack S04-all channel for instructions, and also join our regular Zoom call if you're not already on it. When you hear us say that your team is on deck, then please make sure that you're ready to go on air. All right, so remember to breathe, have fun, and no matter what happens today, you are all winners for completing this program. So let the games begin, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Oh, I guess it's still me. I will be introducing the judges. So let me introduce you all to Andrew. So Andrew is a product director at Central One, a service provider to 200 plus credit unions and small banks across Canada. He oversees retail banking features on 2 digital banking platforms that are used by millions of Canadians. Andrew started his career as a developer and moved into project management, business analysis, and product management roles. if he ever started a podcast, it would be called Adventures of a Reluctant Aquarist. That sounds really interesting, Andrew. If you do start that, I will follow you. So please join me in welcoming Andrew.
Everybody, very pleased to meet you all, and really excited to see all these presentations and apps. It's just, amazing to see all the work that's gone into it, and really looking forward to this afternoon.
Great. Thank you, Andrew. So next, I would like to introduce you all to Stanley. Stanley actually has been a judge with us in previous years. Stanley is the Director of Experience Design at Domain 7, where he works with a variety of clients across industries to understand how design and digital can transform the way they do business. His facilitation and speaking have inspired teams at startups and enterprises alike, bringing design methodology into the mainstream. He is currently finishing a Master's of Science in Strategic Design and Management through the Parsons School of Design. Let's give it up for Stanley.
Hi, everyone. Really glad to be here again and see all the projects. Really appreciate all the work that the student teams, the mentors, and kind of the projects that have been put together. So really looking forward to meeting everyone and see the people that's behind the work that has been put together. So really looking forward to this afternoon as well.
Great. Thank you, Stanley, and thank you for joining us again. It's great to have you with us again. Now I'd like to introduce you all to Teresa. So Teresa, again, is a returning judge. Teresa is a passionate and creative marketer, always looking to experiment with good ideas. With over 20 years' experience in marketing, branding, and customer experience, she is known for building meaningful stories that create emotional connections. Teresa leads the experience and marketing team at Science World. Our goal is to deliver anytime, anywhere STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art and design, math, experiences in a way that helps people to feel welcomed, inspired, and delighted. Teresa started her career in publishing and events in the UK. She then transitioned into the tech space where she led the marketing strategy across 12 European countries for Yahoo Search Marketing. She has led the brand strategy for some of the most iconic organizations in the world. Teresa is known for developing impactful and memorable brand experiences. Welcome, Teresa.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you all. I'm super excited to see everyone's presentations today. And congratulations on all the amazing work you've done. It's been really inspiring. So good luck.
Thank you, Teresa, and so glad that you can join us again this year. So lastly, I would like to introduce you all to Justin, my partner in crime. As you know, Justin works as a product designer at Amazon. But more than that, Justin is a central piece of the Game of Apps organization. I can honestly say that Game of Apps will not be what it is today without Justin's vision and contributions. His understanding of how, and more importantly, why, we build products in the industry is unparalleled. And as the students have experienced firsthand in the program, and maybe will experience a little bit more today, he's able to critically dissect the rationale for your product decisions and force you to focus on what's truly important. What's the core of your value proposition? So students, I know a few of you maybe were a bit scared or intimidated by Justin, but let me tell you, it is a very rare opportunity to be mentored by someone like him. So please join me in welcoming Justin.
Hey, so I guess this is Justin Judges Season 4, Part 3 of the trilogy. I didn't know I was going to judge until much later down the road. Good luck. I guess I did get to see you guys again. For the people who are wondering, is Justin going to actually judge the provincials as well? So this is the answer. Good luck. Looking forward to seeing your presentation again and hear what other judges have to say as well.
Okay, great. Thank you, Justin. So now I'd like to bring all the judges onto the screen. And I just wanted to have a short discussion on what you expect to see today. What have you seen so far in the students' presentations? What type of answers you're looking to hear from when you ask your questions? So yeah, just open discussion to the judges. What are you expecting to see today?
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit of maybe finding out a little bit about the why behind some of the things that we've seen in the presentations. So I really look forward to interacting with the students and hearing sort of the journey that you have been on.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. I think, Teresa, you were saying something?
Yes, sorry, the beauty of Zoom. I'm looking forward to hearing about kind of the process that you guys went through when you were putting your apps together, maybe some of the roadblocks that you overcame and how you applied your design thinking skills. And I'm really interested, just because of my background, in sort of how you met your audience's needs. So looking forward to hearing more.
Okay, great. That's an important question. So students, make sure that you touch on that. Stanley, how about you? What are you looking to see this afternoon?
Yeah, it was really nice to see the really polished presentations that all the students put together. And I think one thing that I'm really looking forward to is any part of any good design process is making trade-offs and making decisions. And I'm really curious about how they made the choices they did. So I'm looking forward to question time to unpack some of that with them.
Okay, thank you, Stanley. I understand that you are a tough questioner also, so students, watch out. All right, so the students, I'm sure, are really nervous right now. Judges, any final words of advice or encouragement before they start their pitch presentations?
Breathe and enjoy.
Awesome. All right, so without further ado, let's get back to the presentations. Take it away, Leah.
Is it just me, or why do I keep hearing boss music? Okay, well, now that we've met the Game of Apps League Elite Four, the boss music is still happening. I mean the judges. It's time to see the presentations. Janice, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. What? You're snacking again?
Oh, why? Hello there. I thought you told us in the regionals that we should grab a snack and a drink to watch the show. Wait. Would you like some?
Not right now. The snacks and drinks are for the audience, not for us. This isn't a mukbang show. You're a host. You need to run the show with me. Okay, we're in the middle of a competition, for crying out loud.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay. I'll clean up.
All right. Okay, well, at least I'm ready to get started. The first team going up is Team Carrie, and the next team on deck is Team InnoFuel.
Hold on. Almost done cleaning.
No.
Give me one more second.
No worries. See,
okay,
this is what happens
I'm here.
when you snack.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Team Carrie is a group from JN Burnett with Eric, Jarrett, Megan, Melanie, and Michelle. Hopefully I got everyone. Well, Team Carrie, it seems like you carried yourself to the provincial championships with your app to help people figure out what to cook when they have a busy schedule. Let's hear from your mentors, Annie and Linda, what they have to say to carry you over another milestone.
Hey, Team Carrie. Right from the beginning, you said you were a team that supported each other, and that's why Annie and I picked you. It was because we loved your spirit, and you really did carry yourself until the end. Your hard work and effort speak for itself, and we're so proud of you. So no matter what happens, please take this as a learning lesson with you throughout life. When Justin comes around, just keep calm and carry on.
Hey, Janice, did you know that Team Carrie is one of our golden ticket winners?
Yeah, they really had the support from the community.
Yeah, I have a really good feeling for their presentation. I'm pretty sure it's going to be sublime.
I need to pick up my kids from school and prepare a meal for my family. I don't even know what I'm going to cook. What am I going to do? Will I even have time to spend with my family anymore? Who are you? Don't worry, I'm your guardian angel, here to solve all your problems. What? I don't believe you. Let's start with the most important problem, not knowing what to cook. I have created the best thing to help you conquer that issue. Check it out!
Introducing Family. Family aims to help chefs at home by reducing how much time they spend deciding what to cook. By facilitating a decision-making process, we help them make decisions faster and allow them to spend more time with family. After conducting a survey, we discovered that the biggest cooking struggle for most household chefs was not having enough time and deciding on what to cook. As a solution to this problem, we created this app. So without further ado, let's check out its features.
If you know you've got a long day ahead of you and can't be bothered about thinking of what to cook, Family offers pre-selected meals tailored for you that generates quick meals for the day to save you time. You can also click Browse More for more recipes designed for families. If you already have recipe ideas but having trouble deciding what to actually cook, visit our Meal Shuffler feature. Now you can type in your meals. You can also save your meal for later to input them easily again next time. If you want to remove an option, delete. Or if you want to restart your selection, clear all.
Now we will show how the shuffle feature works. As you can see, you will not be allowed to shuffle unless there is more than one item in our food list. So let's add some meals back. Now that we've added some meals we'd like to cook, let's shuffle. Wow, look at what we got, but I don't like this choice, so let's shuffle again. Much better. Once you are satisfied with your choice, you can leave the decision maker by pressing the home button. Congratulations, you've now decided on a recipe to cook.
You can view your saved meals by navigating to the Save page next to the Add button. All of the meals you saved will show up here. To add them back to the decision maker, simply click on the checkbox next to the items that you want added back. Then click Add Selected. If you would like to get rid of a meal from your saved, you can click on the Delete button next to the saved item and watch it disappear.
Wow, thanks Guardian Angel. Your app is very awesome and will definitely save me time. No, thank you for downloading our app. Until next time. Wait, what about the rest of my issues? Don't leave me!
Family, a decision-making app to help you save time.
So I've been trying their app for a week now, and I love their meal shuffling feature. It really helps relieve my stress to not burn down my kitchen. What would you say I can make with this lime then, Stanley?
I think you need to. I think that's what the app is for. I have a question here for this group. What did you learn was most challenging for families in meal planning in your research, and how do you think your app directly addresses that?
So when making our app, when we were asking people for feedback, we asked students at school to ask like people that cook at their house. So for the most part, it was just their parents, like who did all the cooking in the house. And a lot of the problems that came up were either not having enough time to cook or not knowing what to cook. So we kind of ended up developing our problem space around that. And like initially we thought we were going to be ending up to make a food waste app that like helps you not waste expired food, because that's initially what we thought. But after getting user feedback, we realized that the main problem was not that. So instead of making Earth great again by helping the environment by reducing food waste, we decided it would be a better idea for us to make it more wired towards helping bring families together. So that's how we got the idea of Family.
Yeah, and I think it directly addresses like the problem, because like as we did our survey, the problem that came up the most was not having enough time, and like they want to spend more time with their family. So it directly addresses this by helping them like spend less time like in the kitchen cooking and preparing, and more time like actually like cooking and spending time with their family. Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Do you have another question for them, Stanley? Or we can open it to the floor.
Let's open it to the floor. I'm sure I'll follow up.
Okay, let's do it.
I'd love to know if you guys thought about adding any community aspect to generate some user-generated content. It's something that where people might be able to share their recipes.
So I think initially when we created the app, we wanted to make it more of an individual focused thing, because you just kind of have the meal shuffler, right? And you kind of, it's for the single person to decide on what the meal is. Some features we would consider adding maybe like for collaboration, since the meal is supposed to be decided between the families. So we could have maybe people look at whatever the decision is, or like the person who does the meal shuffler, they send that choice to a group of other individuals like in the family, and then they can like maybe have a poll like, okay, do you want to have this item to eat for dinner, or I can shuffle again and we can do something different.
That's a great idea. That my kids would love that. Thank you.
I do think that's a great idea. I kind of wonder, though, what would happen if you're the one who's cooking and trying to go, oh no, they chose a really hard recipe. So I've got a question on the home screen. You showed a list of, I think, today's recipes, right? And there's some links to those recipes. How did you choose which recipes to show? Is that something that's tied to like user preferences, or do you have some kind of neat algorithm to choose, which ones that are shown to them?
We actually haven't like developed that aspect like too much yet, but if we were to, I think we can like do something like filters to like help them filter something that would fit their preference more for the different meals throughout the day. So yeah, I think we can add something to that to make it more like personalized.
Okay, great.
I think we have time for one more, if there's any other thoughts. Well, I'll take no as a silence, or I'll take silence as a no. All right, let's keep calm and carry on to the next team.
Thanks, Janice, and thanks, team. Great presentation. We're gonna carry on over to our next team, which is Team InnoFuel. And the next team to go up next is Team Stiff.
Okay, InnoFuel is definitely a team that is over 9,000. Jay, Angelica, and Maggie from New Westminster have been krilling it throughout the whole season. For the final round, they built an app that gamifies the study experience. I wonder what Jeff and Ron and Vivian are saying to cheer them on.
Hey, Team InnoFuel, Jay, Maggie, and Angelica. Your team has been a great example of a team with amazing team dynamics, with harmony and cooperation. You're all the epitome of a team that any mentor would be blessed to have, and it's been an honor to see you all grow and shine. Good luck, and no matter what happens, we're expecting to see you come back next season. Moo!
Hey team, we had high hopes going into the competition, and you truly didn't disappoint us when Jeff kept asking for UFO cows. The competition is definitely stiff, and unlike meme cryptos that hope to go to the moon, Vegeta says you're over 9,000. But regardless of what happens, rest assured we are really proud of you and the progress you made this season, and hope that you're utterly satisfied with the results so far. See you on the podium.
Team InnoFuel put together an amazing presentation in Division 1.
I know, Janice. It's going to be so great that it's legend. Wait for it. Oh, Derry! Derry! Derry!
All right, Leah. It's time to move on to the presentation.
Do you ever wonder what makes up your mind? Not brain tissues, definitely not neurons. It's your very own farm. That's right. Every individual has a farm inside of their minds, no matter big or small. This farm is fueled by our intake of knowledge, and some people often forget to take care of it. Are you one of these people? Do you often forget about your workload in the midst of procrastination? Are you interested in how your own farm is doing? Introducing Study Farm, an app that allows you to connect with your own personal farm. Let's jump right in.
On the homepage, you have an overview of your upcoming deadlines, calendar, and recommended quests. These provide an easy and quick way to check up on your progress. Let's go over your reminders of upcoming dates. After a day of school, you have a long list of assignments to complete and tests to study for. Your chemistry class was assigned a practice worksheet due tomorrow. Let's add that to our tasks to do. I estimate this will take me approximately 45 minutes to complete. Looking at the quests help you set goals and track progress for your learning. As studying is often a task without obvious rewards, they provide a source of instantaneous reward, which helps stimulate endorphins in the studying process. As endorphins are released when receiving rewards in games, these endorphins can help increase satisfaction, help boost memory retainment, and create stronger feelings of excitement and well-being. According to Gabe Zickerman, the use of game mechanics increases the ability to learn new skills by 40%. Therefore, by gamifying studying, users involved in the process will become more committed and motivated to learn. Looking through our quests and tasks, start studying for the upcoming physics test. The timer page follows the Pomodoro technique to optimize your studying. The Pomodoro technique is good for creating focused work sessions accompanied with breaks that keep you fresh and on task. In the app, you can start a timer for 30-minute work sessions and 5-minute breaks. You also have the ability to pause, reset, and cancel the timer. Now, say you finish studying, click the Finish Task button, and the task will be dismissed from your current tasks list. The world of deadlines has been very hard to keep track of. Let's navigate to the calendar for a clear idea of the next few months. You can see the dates with events highlighted in the calendar, giving a visual representation of the upcoming deadlines. Below, look through the individual events for the months and set reminders. Use the side menu or swipe to navigate through the months of the year.
Now, after working for a few hours, you've completed a few quests and earned a few coins. Let's take a look at your farm. You have enough coins to draw a new item. Let's go to the gacha machine. Nice, you've received a UFO. It's 4 stars in rarity. Items in the game have varying levels of rarity, and new items unlock when you level up. So keep studying for the chance to win rarer prizes for your farm. To place the UFO on your farm, open the inventory, click the UFO to select it, and then tap on the location in your farm to place it. That looks like a good spot for the UFO. The farm provides a space to track long-term progress through in-game items, and by leveling up, you can unlock new items and features. This helps to encourage perpetual engagement with the app. The gacha feature of the app builds the desire for the players to obtain specific objects and makes players willing to invest more game time for the chance of drawing rare characters. It also comes with the thrill of drawing a rare character and showing it off.
With Study Farm, you can see your very own farm come to life. Remember to feed your cows and water your crops by studying hard. How innovative will your farm be?
Boy, I wish I had this app when I was in high school. It would have definitely helped with my calculus. What about you, Teresa?
Yep, I definitely could have used the help. Okay, my question is, and I feel like this may have happened to me in high school, did you find that any of your users, when you were doing the testing, were distracted by the farm and distracted away from their tasks?
We actually thought about this potential problem while we were designing the app. So that's why we made it so that the farm aspect of the studying app is actually a complementary feature to the actual studying. So it's not designed to be very time consuming in that you'll spend a lot of time on the actual farm, but that you'll actually spend more time studying, since in order to get the items for the farm, you'll need to complete the quests, which are based on goals that we set for the user's learning.
Awesome, thank you. So it wasn't an issue in user testing then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You have another question for them, Teresa?
Let's open it up for Andrew and Stanley.
All righty.
I had a question. So you had a phrase in your presentation where you mentioned about perpetual engagement. I'm really curious about how you understand that and what role that plays in the design of your app. Yeah.
So by perpetual engagement, we're basically addressing how we'll make our users continue to use our app. Right? Because the novelty of the app might attract them to use it for the first time, but we wanted to keep these users to continue engaging with our apps throughout. So that's why we decided to add this farm feature, right? Because they're able to collect these things and also level up their profile. So it's like a slow build up, which encourages long-term engagement.
That makes sense. Thank you.
So the idea of adding the farm and having sort of this incentive for people to go and use the app and to collect tokens and to get rewards and level up, that was really fun, and it seems like a great way to encourage people to use it. I had a question about sort of earning the tokens or the coins. Do you get them if you complete your tasks? You know, like you had your studying for your physics exam or something for 30 minutes. Do you get some tokens from that?
Yeah, so setting quests, like the quests that we give users, and each of the quests, if you click on them, there will be rewards under it. And a lot of the quests, they do give coins as rewards. So by completing more quests, you can get more coins and use the coins to draw from the gacha machine to build your farm. And yeah, that's how the coins work.
Okay. Did you ever think about actually tying it to the tasks themselves, so that there's sort of a thread that weaves all the way through your app?
Yeah, the tasks are what the users set. And as the users set tasks, we generate quests for them based on their tasks. For example, like a quest could be like, oh, complete 2 tasks today or something like that. And by completing the quest, they get coins for the gacha machine. And yeah, that's how the tasks tie into the quests and the coins.
Okay, great.
So I have a question. Is that in your research, what is the reason that people find lack of motivation and then that led to procrastination? And how did that lead to your solution for your app?
Yeah, so in our research, we found that a lot of the times people don't want to start tasks because they're scared that they won't be able to finish it, or because they can't see much long-term they can't see much progress when they're studying because it's a long-term sort of thing. So that's why we thought that with our app, we could make it so that they could see more clear progress, which can help motivate them more.
Okay, thank you.
I think we have time for maybe one more.
Yes, so maybe so. Okay.
Well, Team Anofield definitely sees the movement Who's up next, Leah?
Oh, sorry, Janice. I froze there for a second because the next team we have is Team Stiff. And the following team to go on deck is Team Dogecode.
Well, Team Stiff is a squad with Adrian, Josh, Mackenzie, Mason, and Shane from Gladstone, Heritage Christian, Steveston, London, and a homeschooler. So don't look so stiff, team. You created a super helpful app, messaging app to help young immigrants stay connected. Maybe a quick message from your mentors, Annie and Linda, will help you loosen up.
Hey team, you guys really know how to bring good vibes and a great energy to any meeting. Y'all are high-spirited, fun-loving, and really embody the motto of work hard, play hard. Although sometimes you guys do play a little bit harder than you work, but just keep pushing through this one last time because Annie and I promised to play Gartic Phone with you afterwards. So great job on getting to this point. It was really a pleasure mentoring you guys.
Wow, you know what they say? When life gives you lime, you make limeade. Wait, is that even a saying?
Not sure, but they definitely left an impression on me during the Division 1 presentations.
Well, can they leave a good impression on our judges today? We'll see about that.
Anxiety, loneliness, feeling left out, these are all emotions that students feel. This is especially true for youth immigrants who do not know how to communicate very well with their peers. Taking from my experience, finding a community to lean on proved to be difficult and time-consuming, since I knew nowhere to start that process. To be in a new culture means to be in an unfamiliar place with not as many people to talk to. However, my experience may be unique. How do we know this is a problem? To validate this problem, we asked 7 other youth immigrants, and we saw the same trend in each answer. They each had a problem with connecting to community and society. This is the reason why we created Urban Experience. We believe that once a person is connected to someone with a familiar culture, they feel more accepted. With our app, we present the missing piece to the puzzle, which enables them to be connected. The homepage of the app lists other youth immigrants, recommended based on language, culture, and personality. While other connecting apps put special emphasis on looks and likes, our app puts emphasis on things that are more important to youth immigrants: language, culture, and experience. Our matching algorithm compares the user's information with every other youth immigrant registered in the app and evaluates the score based on similarities. However, some categories have more emphasis than other using weights. Our matching algorithm does not neglect hobbies, like and other factors, but it puts less emphasis on those items because language, culture, and experience are more important for connections between youth immigrants. The blue checkmark indicates that the user has been an immigrant for an extended period of time. Here, a user can tap on the recommended youth immigrant and scroll through their profile. They now have 2 options: block or send a friend request. If the user blocks, the recommended youth immigrant will no longer appear in the suggested user list. Let us assume the user decides to send a friend request. Emily, our example, opens the app and she decides to accept. Both Emily and the new user are now friends. Moving on to the messaging page, where she can message this user. After a few messages, Emily decides she wants to call this user and get to know them better. To do this, they must both agree on a custom code and enter it after clicking the video icon. If Emily decides she wants to change something in her profile, all she needs to do is click on the Edit Profile icon. Here, she can change any info including her name, profile picture, and bio. Emily now knows that she has a community to rely on. She now feels more confident in her social skills and wants to help others like her when she first came here. All of this is fully functional with backend code. Without backend code, all these messages and profile data would be stored on one device only. Other devices would not be able to access the messages, profile, and recommended youth immigrants. In other words, without backend code, our app would just be pretty without a purpose. For the backend, we use Firebase, which is a cloud database provided by Google. Every piece of information is stored on the cloud database, meaning that it can be stored and can be accessed by anyone and everyone. All the messages, profile data, and friend connections live in the cloud. If you forgot your phone and want to log into Urban Experience on the same account, no problem. Everything can be stored in Firebase. Urban Experience, an app that connects youth immigrants together.
Now, the moment of truth. Will Teresa leave them feeling astounded again, or will they make a comeback?
Thanks for the presentation. I want to know what tools you have in place to protect your users from abuse or maybe some targeted bullying, things, just things that may end up happening, but being a social platform.
Okay, so for that, we do have security rules in place, so that limits the amount of data the user can see.
Right.
Or read or write.
And I guess you have the blocking feature. Was that something
yes.
that... Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
That's a good question. Thanks.
So my question is more technical in nature. Your application, if it is launched into the market, is going to collect a lot of youth, particularly new immigrants, youth database in your application. The choice of service you use is Firebase, which would be storing these information in US. So do you foresee any risk in choosing that particular backend as your choice? And if so, how would you rectify that?
There was some, as I started using Firebase, there was some trouble, or like what you said about it being in US. So if we were to release this app, I would actually transfer the data over to like a SQL database instead, and I would like host the server instead of using Firebase.
Okay, so you're gonna host it on your own, and how do you then ensure that the same level of security is provided on it? So I'm just pushing your team a little bit. I know the question is a little bit hard, so I'm just trying to push the team a little bit. So how do you ensure that you provide the same level of security protection as something, a service like Google or Amazon, if you choose to use those third-party service, would be able to guarantee?
So I don't have that much knowledge on that field, but I would try to learn how to just cybersecurity in general. Also, trying to hack myself would also be a good idea, because then I can figure out where I can improve my security.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Stan, do you have anything?
Yeah, I had a question here. Just one quick question, and I had some follow-up, which I would love more thoughts from the team on. So first was, so if I understand correctly, the goal of this app is to build community. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Whoops, sorry. Didn't hit the right mute button. Okay, no, that's helpful. Okay, so if the goal is to build community, what I noticed in the application is that the perspective that you've taken to allow people to build a community is allow individuals to judge another one of their peers based on 3 axes. One is how long they've been an immigrant, their personality, and their values, at least as they describe themselves. Why do you feel that these 3 axes are good ways for people to build community?
Deep in thoughts.
Maybe it'd be helpful for me to restate my question a different way. So if I was to put it a different way, why does how long someone's been an immigrant, the personality that they have and the values that they have, how does that contribute to them building a community together?
I think Josh was muted earlier, or one of you guys were muted earlier.
Yeah, Stanley, that's a good question. I'd say how long the immigrant stays in Canada for is useful information because it says how they've adapted to Canadian culture, and thus they can help others adjust better as well. So I think the longer they've been in Canada means they have more experience, and that helps them help others better. And also, if they have the same values and traditions as youth immigrants, then they'd be able to relate with one another, and they would be able to build a community faster. So good question.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I think that's about time. And I think I was left astounded too. Those were really hard questions. What do you think, Leah?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely a lot of hard-hitting questions. I was left astounded as well. Okay, moving on. The next team to go live is Team Doge Code. And after Doge Code, we are going to take a short 5-minute break. But when we are back, our next team to go up on deck is the Team Vancouver Islanders.
Okay, so Doge Code is a crew from Richmond Secondary composed of Arthur, Chloe, Hannah, Harry, Jimmy, and William. Are they going to be a swole Doge or a derp Doge today? We'll have to use their app that they built to do some fact checking. But just before getting to that, let's find out if their mentors, Leah, Papisha, and Amir, can give us a hint with their fiery message.
Hey, Team Doge. Just wanted to come out here and say a few words. It's been a massive privilege working with all of you throughout this season, from challenging you on your product and your problem framing. We all know we spent a lot of weeks on that, to the office hour calls, troubleshooting, Android Studio issues, and even the many late night panic calls around design feedback. It's been really great working with all of you.
Hey, Doge Code team, you are a group of bright individuals who have a great career ahead of you, no matter what direction you choose. Thank you for your hard work throughout this season. Good luck with the judges' question.
Good luck, team.
Good luck.
So encouragement, much insight. Such message, much wow.
I am Groot. 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 I totally speak Groot, by the way, and I had to quickly translate like what Amir and I said because of our plant friends behind me, as well as Rocket told me to speak Groot. Yeah, so that's definitely not fake news that I can totally speak Groot. Also, I'm still waiting for my Dogecoins team. By the way, don't make me go get Elon Musk on you.
Too chill, yeah. Let them finish their presentation first.
All right.
All claims made online should be trusted, especially if it's trending on Twitter. Does everything look and feel legit? If yes, then you're all good to go. All statistics and graphs are fact. They don't need a source and immediately establish credibility. In conclusion, everything on the internet is real, so don't worry and keep scrolling. Obviously, everything we just said was false. But the truth is, it's very likely that we are all guilty of doing some of the things we mentioned before.
Due to our growing reliance on the internet, the spread of misinformation only continues to grow each year. Misinformation can become dangerous by influencing how we think, which can affect how we act. For example, the spread of misinformation and ridiculous conspiracy theories skyrocketed into a troubling level since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is a planned pandemic. This is totally political and you know it.
He's here today.
Anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, and right-wing hooligans.
Simply put, with the increasing amount of misinformation online, we need to have the ability to tell the difference between fact and fiction. This is where our app, Verify, comes in.
Verify has two core functions. Firstly, Verify features an easy-to-follow curriculum that educates users on how they can identify, analyze, and avoid misinformation online. Users follow a lesson quiz format, which allows them to learn, then apply their skills. Secondly, Verify features a fact-checking tool that allows users to quickly check a claim they saw online and receive easily understandable results from professional fact-checking websites. Our demographic consists of teenagers and young adults who receive a majority of their information online and spend a lot of time on social media.
To create our lessons, we relied on information provided by experts, which include the Stanford History Education Group, or SHEG for short, the Civic Online Reasoning Curriculum developed by SHEG, and Crash Course's YouTube series on navigating digital information.
Multiple design iterations based on user feedback, we decided on a simple, minimalistic, user-centric design by implementing many large and easily understandable icons, lots of rounded corners, a clear rhythm in the arrangement of elements on the screen, and a color scheme that's easy on the eyes. The modular design of our UI makes the app easy to use and understand. On our fact-checking page, the claims and ratings are presented in a clear and easily understandable way to ensure there is not an overload of information.
On the development side, we put a lot of attention into flexibility and scalability. We built an infrastructure that will allow us to easily add and modify lessons. All of our data is stored in JSON, which can then be dynamically loaded into each page. User progress is stored locally with SQL, so users can start right where they left off. Our fact-checking feature uses the Google FactCheck API to show results from a wide variety of fact-checking websites, which include Snopes, PolitiFacts, and many, many more.
With Verify, let's make Earth great again through protecting ourselves against the threat of misinformation online. Brought to you by Dojcode, with our developers, William, Arthur, Jimmy, and Hannah, along with our designers, Harry and Chloe. Special thanks to our mentors, Leah, Pavisha, and Amir for answering our questions and guiding us through the special journey.
You were able to doge the judges last week with your quick thinking. Will you be able to do it again this time? What do you have, Justin?
Yeah, so my question, it's a multi-part question. So let's start with this, right? There's a lot of access to tools these days. Clearly, the ability for you to engage in public API proves that. So, but misinformation still happens. People still choose to believe what they see on the internet. So the first question really is, why do you think that is so?
Yeah, I think this comes down to a question you asked last time, is just simplicity, but also slightly of ignorance, because the method we're commonly taught in school, I think refer to the CRAP, the CRAAP, and that's what we're commonly taught in schools. However, based on our research, there's a Stanford History Education Group, it prefers another technique called lateral reading. And this is a more accessible technique where you open up multiple tabs. So I think, and this has a lower barrier and less time consuming effort. So I think a majority of us consumers prefer not to fact check because one, we just don't have the practice and we don't have the correct mindset. And so we're not actively engaging and looking for this information. So at our app, we try to help users to sort of just have the correct mindset go again so they can be more on the fly and then at least recognize when and when they should not, because that's the primary problem here. People don't recognize that when or where they should use the fact checking.
Okay, so people feel that it's easier to believe what they read, right? That's what you're saying. Then introducing a tool becomes an increased friction for them to want to do something extra in order for me to say, hey, what I read is correct. So why would people behavior change just for your app?
So doing the fact checking part is just one piece of the puzzle for, I guess, internet literacy and navigating the internet. It doesn't have to be a heavily tedious effort to just be more informed on what you see online. So just going through the curriculum and just knowing what steps you should take and can take can be beneficial. So while you're scrolling through the comments, you don't have to be opening multiple tabs and fact-checking everything. Rather, you can see a fact and then recognize, hey, there could be something wrong about this. So it doesn't have to be a highly laborious process.
And I guess another thing is that the skill of digital literacy, I believe nowadays, is an extremely important skill. So since our target audience is, students, high school students, university students, millennials, young people in general, they can just use our app as a form of self-improvement, learning the skill of digital literacy so that when they go online, they feel protected. And especially for students, and scholars, when they write essays or they do homework and reference websites, they have the skill to immediately realize, hey, this website isn't legit. I should not use the sources coming from this website. So it's a very important skill to have in this day and age, I guess. And it's just self-improvement.
Okay. So last part of the question. Sorry, just because you didn't actually answer the question. So I'm going to rephrase that. How is your product going to encourage people to break through that friction and say, I want to actively check what I read and change their behavior? Because it's not the access of tools that's a problem here. That is, people's default behavior is that I would believe everything I read because it's far easy. So how is your product and solution going to help people break through that friction?
Yeah, misinformation is a huge topic. And I guess with our app, we're not trying to solve everything at once. Rather, we just want to be one small step in the process. At the very minimum, even if someone doesn't pick up our app, they at least become more aware of the problem in general. But maybe one user at a time, we can try to get people more educated. So maybe those who are more curious, want to learn more, they can pick up the app. And then while we're not solving everything at the one time, this baby steps towards tackling this large issue, educating user by user.
And I guess it's kind of like what we said last time, which is that we're not focusing on people who are already in the echo chambers. It's really hard for people to change their opinions after they already have a very, cemented view. It's like people always have the tendency to not do something when they have a choice between doing something and not doing it. People always choose, I don't want to do it because people are lazy. That's the thing. But thing is, some people, like us, like students want to learn, right? A lot of people want to learn, and it's a good chance for getting a new skill, being able to do your homework faster, I guess, as opposed to, and receive incredible information in terms of current events and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to open it up to the floor instead. So thank you.
I'm really curious if you thought of targeting teachers as an audience. I mean, to your point that everyone needs to learn digital literacy, and it's actually part of the curriculum in a number of grades. So I wondered if you ever thought of, in a way of getting people to use your app, if that was a way through.
So in the history of Game of Apps, actually, I did some research, and some previous apps actually came up with the strategy to partner up with the school district or schools or educational groups. And I feel like our app would function very well in a school setting as well. During our user study, I was interviewing one of my teachers, and she said that this could be very, very useful in a school setting where they would learn, because again, it's a very, very important skill, especially for students like us, to be able to identify what's true and what's not true, because we are in our formative years. And the information we're receiving right now is crucial for the development of, the rest of our lives, I guess. So yeah, that's a very good question. I think we will open up the possibility of partnering up with schools, school districts, teachers to implement this in schools. That'll be very cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I think that's another round of very challenging questions. I guess you guys really did try your best to not so be Doji after all, besides owing Leah some Dogecoin. So what happens now, Leah?
Well, while I wait patiently for my Dogecoins, that's 4 teams down for now, and we have 4 more teams to go. So we'll see you right after the break. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
See you later.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to the show. Don't know why I said y'all, but we're going with it. Before we jump right back in, let's do something fun. So this year, we spinned off some dev challenges for the students to improve their coding skills. And to explain more, let me bring up Ronald onto the stage. Hey Ronald. Hey Ronald, can you let us know what the dev challenge is going to be about today and what we're going to be doing today?
Sure thing. Hey everybody, I'm Ronald and one of the dev mentors in Game of Apps. I work as a software developer at AirG. The dev challenges this year were meant to help reinforce the learning that the developers went through in the first season by giving them an opportunity to practice the skills once a week in a friendly, competitive manner. We didn't want to introduce too much additional burden to the students, so we made this completely optional. However, I must say, there is a correlation to those who tried every week and those who made it into the finals. Kudos to all those who participated. We know that sometimes it is an extra hour or two to ask out of your busy schedules, so we appreciate your dedication to the craft. And now, to acknowledge our top student who not only stuck it out till the end, but also did most of the challenges right, William from Richmond Secondary. The competition was pretty close up till the end, but you edged out your second place by half a point. So congratulations, William. We really enjoyed discussing your solutions to the problems every single week. So for those watching today, you may wonder why William has an extra half point. Well, that's because William failed to follow instructions for 1 week, so we had to dock some points. But good news is that didn't stop you from winning at the very end. So don't forget to read all the instructions next time, William. All right, so let's pull up the wheel to find out what prize William will win today. And it's a blanket from Amazon, it seems. Congrats, William. We will get in touch with you to send you the prize. All right. So even though William is the top student, we didn't want to leave all the other participants high and dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to be entering everyone who participated into a random draw wheel as well. But the twist is that the number of points you earned throughout the dev challenges correspond to the number of entries that is going into the wheel. So if I could get the wheel, please. The next winner for the next prize will be, drum roll please, Jason. Congrats, Jason. Now we're going to flip over to the other wheel and see what prize you're going to win. And it looks like a bag from GNF Financial. All right. So we'll be in touch with you, Jason, as well to get you the prize to you. And since I think we have a little bit more time left, I'm feeling a little bit Oprah today. So let's do one more draw for all the participants that participated in the dev challenges. All right. And the second winner is, looks like it's Arthur. Congrats, Arthur. All right. And now let's flip over to the other wheel again, and we'll find out what prize you will be getting. And a notebook from JS Van. And we hope you put that to good use and take some notes from this stiff competition. So on that note, we will be continuing with the dev challenges throughout the summer to keep you on your toes. But stay tuned to all the social media platforms for more details. All right, enough Oprah for the rest of the day. That's all for our first ever Dev Challenges. Thank you again, all who participated. Hope you had fun, and most importantly, hope you grew as a developer. Back to you, Janice and Leah.
Well, hello. I just want to show you what the prizes were. So you get a blanket. This is a very fluffy blanket from Amazon. And then Jason gets a bag from GNF Financial. Woo, it's very orange. It's very on brand with Game of Apps too. So maybe we can just slap on the Game of Apps logo. Don't know. And then we also have a notebook, a field notebook from Lighthouse Labs. Congrats to Arthur for winning this one. Yay! Okay, well, now that we've gone through the prizes, congrats to all the winners. Thanks, Ron. All right, so let's kind of get back to the show, hey? Let's check out the last 4 teams of this season. So the next team that we have up next is Team Vancouver Islanders, and the next team on deck is Team Beansprouts.
Okay, thank you, Leah. Those look like really awesome prizes. I would like a blanket as well. But in any case, Vancouver Islanders is made up of Alex, Coco, Stamp, and Zachary from Claremont Secondary, all the way in Saanich. They built a volunteering app tailored to high school students who have busy lives. Oh, looks like we just got a letter. Looks like we just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. It's from Kitty, Yuki, and Henry. Let's see what the mentors have to say.
Hey, Team Vancouver Islanders. Congrats on progressing to the provincials. Woo! Super proud of everyone on the team for making this far into the competition. And it's not easy, but you kept going and working through the different challenges that came your way. So you should all be super proud of yourself. This team has gone through a few hurdles in the beginning to figure out the right problem to solve. But once you all get a clear goal of what you wanted to do, the team has been moving in a consistent pace to design for a solution. Good job.
We want to give a quick shout out to Sam for taking the lead in guiding the team throughout the design process and the project management to move the idea forward. He has been utilizing extra office hours with us to be able to work through all the blockers and all the major decisions to be made through the semester. Kudos for Alex, Coco, and Zach for stepping up to the challenges and give support whenever needed. Take a deep breath. The hard part has already been passed. Don't be nervous and enjoy the rest of the journey. Good luck.
Wow, isn't it great to still get letters these days during these times?
Yeah, it really gives a personal touch to things. Well, you know what? I think I'm more amazed that a video came out of an envelope. We really are in the future.
Well, let me write you a digitized one too, Leah, while we watch their presentation.
Many students don't want to do volunteering because they either don't have time, or they don't know what to look for, or they don't have time and they are lying. Anyway, for those people who are struggling and trying to find one, Volunteer got you covered. Volunteer is a local community volunteering app that centralizes all the volunteer activities information and lets its user discover and engage in an opportunity that match their skill of interest, as well as gaining experience from it. Here's an example. Let's say I'm looking for a volunteer opportunity that is related to a sport. I can look at the map to see if there are any nearby me, or I could select a sport category and it will list out all the sport related opportunity. Then I can click one of these tabs to see what is it about. This one is about a man who is asking for some people to be a scorekeeper for their game, it seems like. This one looks easy, so let's hit the join button. Here I have to fill up the basic information, such as contact information, and my name. Now we can hit the apply button, and that's it. I have an opportunity now, and the only thing left to do is to wait till the day came. But what if I want to host one myself? In that case, at the bottom right of the screen, there's a button where I have to fill it all to be able to host one myself. Now then I can hit the create button, and that's it. An opportunity is ready for other people to join. You can check your opportunity status through the notification page. Also, you will be notified whenever there's a new person join your opportunity. Together with volunteers, we can make Earth great again.
Well, it seems like, unfortunately, the Vancouver Islanders can make it to the competition today. Maybe it's very windy outside and then they just happen to sail by the competition. But let's float back to Leah and see who the next team would be then.
All right. Yeah. Pretty sure they're enjoying the nice sunny day outside right now. Yeah, so the next team to go up is Team Bean Sprouts, and the next team on deck is Team Hello World.
Okay, so Team Bean Sprout is a bunch from Steveston, London, which consists of Andrew, Arthur, Irene, and Madeline. Sorry, I still kept getting it wrong, but sorry about that. They started an app to help people get access to community events and view announcements so that communities can be even more connected than ever. Hey, Yuki, Kitty, and Henry, as their mentors, would you like to plant some words of wisdom for them?
Hey, Team Bean Sprout. Super excited to see the team that has proceeded to the provincials. Woo-hoo! Along with other mentors, Kitty and Yuki and I have the privilege to work very closely with you guys for the past 12 weeks. And if we have one word to describe the scene, it must be persistent. Your team has shown us that you are all aren't afraid to work through the challenges. You kept going, and you have all grown so much during the further process as a team and individually.
We would like to give a shout out to Madeline and Irene for being great leaders on the team to push the idea forward, and for being super proactive and utilize extra office hour to hash everything out. Andrew and Arthur for being super supportive to help execute the ideas through. We're so proud of you all. Take a deep breath, don't be nervous, and enjoy the ride. Good luck.
I'm in awe. I thought this team only had a fan club of their age, but their mentors are going to be fan of them as well.
Janice, I think the fans are back.
Oh,
I gotta go.
Okay, let's move on to their presentation.
We all have some sort of community. It might be in your school, your workplace, your interests, or extracurriculars. But how are your community connections in your neighborhood?
Surveys show that residents of Metro Vancouver aren't as involved in their community as they were even 5 years ago. If you're a youth or newly moved into your neighborhood, it's even harder to get to know your community. But there's a solution for that. Participating in events is one of the most popular ways to meet and connect with people.
However, this solution is not that simple. Even before COVID-19, it wasn't easy to make sure that every member of your community felt both well-informed and included.
So, how can we develop strong community connections and friendships within our neighborhood?
We'd like to introduce you to Hey You. Hey You makes being informed on the happenings of your community so much easier. We've worked to make it clean, simple, and intuitive so anyone can enjoy it.
You can create and share an event, posting in just a few taps, and if you want to send out an announcement, we can do that too.
Not only that, But if you have a question, just leave a comment on someone else's post.
And if you've RSVP'd to an event, it will show up on both your daily home screen and monthly calendar. Please keep watching to see HeyU in action.
Say you're logging into the app for the first time. With HeyU, it's a smooth, straightforward experience that stays on this one page.
Ready to get started?
Let's fast forward a couple days. You've already participated in a few things and even made some posts of your own.
Just from the homepage, it's easy to see what's going on today. Want to know what's happening tomorrow? Just click on the day on the calendar.
Of course, you might want to be able to see a little further than that. That's why we have this calendar page. You can click through the months of the year, and just like before, just click a box to check what's happening on that day.
If you want to browse through posts and events, you can easily scroll through them, search, and even sort by tags on the post page.
Here's what an announcement post looks like. And an event post. When you RSVP, it'll add to your calendars and show up in the Your Events filter when you're searching posts.
We also have a notifications page, and as you can see, it tells you when someone's commented or RSVP'd to your post. Plus, it alerts you when you have an event coming up.
Now, what if you want to create a post? Anywhere in the app, there is this handy little create button. Once you've filled in the title description, you can add tags before you post.
Wait, before you do that, click this checkbox. Now it's an event. It can be scheduled on a calendar and people can RSVP to it. Let's post it right now. With this button, you can see who's going to your event.
And that's it for our demo. So all that's left now is what makes our app so special.
After conducting user studies, our testers loved HeyU for its clean, friendly look and ease of use. All of them said they would use our app for their own neighborhoods if they had the chance, and preferred HeyU over other community building apps.
It hasn't been smooth sailing, but as a team, we have learned how to turn a problem into a solution, how to design, and how to code.
Thanks for watching from the Bean Sprouts.
Oh my, it seems like the team's fan base keeps growing. They won the heart of the judges last weekend. Are they going to win the judge of the judges this week too? Hey, Andrew, are you part of their fan club as well?
Well, it's definitely a pretty interesting app, and I really love the design. I love the name, this idea of HeyU. I think that's great, a great idea and a really cute logo. So yeah, let's suppose you release this app, and it sounds like you've already got a really big fan club. So what if lots and lots of people download it and they start creating events and posts? Can you tell me, how are you going to manage sort of all that info if there's lots and lots of events happening in a single day?
Okay, so
Just
sorry.
Just deep in thoughts, thinking. Oh, I hear someone talking.
Yeah, I can probably go on that a little bit. So to help organize all of that information, we store it all in the post section of our app. And for people to kind of filter through all of these opportunities, that's why we have those specific categories. So it's easier to look through, I guess, a wide community, like a wide variety of events. So if you're able to sort through them, it makes it more accessible and easier for people to look through them. Does that kind of answer your question?
Okay. Yeah, and maybe a follow-up question too. So as you start to use this, maybe a way for you to, like, you might meet some folks in the community that you like, you become friends with them. does your app have any ways for you to sort of especially see, if a friend posted an event, so that sort of rises up to the top and it gets your attention a little more easily?
Yeah, I can answer that. So we didn't really want it to be too much of like a social media app and only show things that your friends post. One of our goals was to make it really inclusive of just anyone is able to see things. And we also thought that making it more like that would be too similar to other similar apps out there.
Great, thank you.
Okay, let's open up to everyone. Do the other judges have any questions for this team?
I'm curious about the urgent notices. So if there's a missing dog or something, how does that work? Does anyone get a notification or do you just check? Like, how does the urgent work, basically?
The idea was that it's just a category that marks it as urgent. So if people are scrolling through and then they see that it's marked as that, then they'll know, well, I should probably check that out. But the idea of giving someone a notification for that, I think, is a really good idea.
Thank you.
You may have answered this somewhat in your video, but I'm actually really curious in you expanding on it. In the question being like, what would you consider a successful outcome of someone using your app? So once they've used it and they've succeeded in something, what is that thing that you feel you're trying to help them succeed in, and what does that outcome look like?
For people to understand and see all of the opportunities in their community, because that was one of the problems with people not feeling connected, is because they didn't actually know where all of these opportunities would be. So the goal is that people are more aware of things and then they will participate in them more. And then hopefully that will lead to everyone participating more and overall just everyone feeling more connected and happier.
Yeah, and to build on top of that, we also wanted to, what we noticed even amongst ourselves is that we didn't even know our community very well, let alone like the names of our neighbors. So our goal was also to try to get people to feel more comfortable in their community. So for example, having certain events to go to. Currently, a lot of us, like we've observed that we wouldn't really be comfortable going to these opportunities because we don't really know our community very well. So we're hoping that through our app, getting people to feel more connected with each other personally would make people feel more comfortable and encouraged to go to events since they know people better.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Do we have time for one more? Going once, going twice, and we're off. Okay, Leah, I can't handle these crowds anymore. We need to get on the next team on deck.
Okay, good luck, Janice. Okay, well, now we'll have Team Hello World next up, and the last team we have on deck is Team Soda. Hey, Janice, you're back.
Yes. Hello World is a troupe from McMath with Jason, Caitlin, Oscar, Sarah, and Sophie. If I recall correctly, they debuted their studying app to the world last week. But before getting into their presentation, let's hear it from some of the highlights that their mentors, Leanne, Yoon, and Wilbur are saying.
Hello, team. Hello, world. Always curious about solving problems and asking questions. Your hard work, revisions, and feedback over the last 12 weeks has really shown in your project. We've seen you expand and grow as a team and take on challenges, asking for help, even on the really minor things, and then take on the difficult task of selecting which feature to develop first while weighing the user impact as a team. Not only have you grown as individuals, but you dedicated your time and helped each other, and I think you grew really as a team.
Yeah, and so I tallied up all the office hours I had with Jason and Oscar, the two devs in the team. So between the three of us, we have totaled 12 calls with an average of 45 minutes per call. That means we have spent over 9 hours together over the past 3 months outside of Tuesday. That is a lot of lost Overwatch hours. But it was a real pleasure working with you two and watching you two grow from not knowing how to set up a database to now you made an app that has a real-time multiplayer experience. No matter what happens, I'm hecka proud of you all and good luck.
Hey, so it's been such an honor to mentor everyone on the team, especially the designers Caitlin, Sarah, and Sophie. Everyone's energy, drive, and willingness to learn was truly inspiring. Watching all of you grow as designers, from seeing your sketches to lo-fi prototypes and finally the finished product. It's been super impressive. You all should be so proud of yourselves. This is a really cool thing you have built together with Jason and Oscar, and this is only just the beginning. There's going to be a lot more problems to try to solve with design, and I can't wait to see what you all come up with next. Good luck, team. We're rooting for you.
Hello, Leah.
Bonjour, Janice.
你好啊, Leah.
Konnichiwa, Janice-san.
안녕하세요, Leah.
Aloha, Janice.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I think we ran out of ways to say hello or to each other. At least those are the only ones that we know. So let's get on with our presentation.
What would it look like if you got better grades and spent less time studying? Many students believe the answer to this problem will make their world great, although it seems impossible. However, we created Plume, a study app that aims to help our users employ the active recall study method, which leads to decreased time spent studying and better information retention. While doing this, we also fix problems users have with other similar studying apps in the past. With our solution, Active Recall, students can finally work smarter instead of harder. So what exactly is Active Recall? Active Recall is an efficient way of studying and learning by trying to remember information in your own words and checking the answer. An example of this would be using flashcards or trying to explain a concept to a friend. Results from studies done in 2009 and 2011 showed that the active recall improved both immediate and delayed free recall of information. Another experiment showed that the active recall group did better than those who reread and as well as those who took notes, even though the note takers studied for longer. Knowing this, now we can do a quick demo to introduce you to Plume.
First, we'll enter our name. On our homepage, we can access our favorite decks and tests, and remove them from the list by tapping the star. Underneath, we have a tip explaining the level system for flashcards in our app. Plume's flashcards have levels, so you can see how well you know a specific flashcard. But first, let's turn on our study timer so that we remember to take a break. Plume has added a timer feature, where the famous Pomodoro timer method is implemented. The timer is set up with a study and a break time, therefore promoting taking breaks between study sessions often, which helps students learn better. While thinking about users, we've added the option to pause, skip, and even repeat the study and break time we had previously set. Now, let's start studying by tapping on the cards icon. You'll be brought to a library of all your flashcards and practice tests. Here, you can favor your sets and input codes for sets that other people make and share with you. Let's try our flashcards. You see the question, but notice how there are no answer options for you to choose from. This allows users to recall the answer off the top of their head, reinforcing the information in front of their memories. Once you've got your answer, you flip the card over to see the correct response and note down if you answered correctly or incorrectly. The level of the card will change accordingly, depending on if you were right or wrong. Next question. Oh, actually, you're not so sure about this question. You can skip it, or go back to the previous card if you need to. Congrats! You completed this deck. Now, I need to make another deck for my history test. I wonder if Jason has made a deck yet. That's so much faster than me making it from scratch, and we can work on it together in real time. On to the practice test. which is used to summarize topics, as an aspect of active recall is being able to explain topics on our own. We created this because we wanted to give another option of using active recall. Now let's start studying, and making sure we can summarize these answers without using our notes. And finally, we can check our answers. And that's the end of the demo for Plume.
As you might have seen in the demo, we use user testing to prioritize our design decisions. One of the comments we received was that our pages look too similar to each other and that it would help if we had color to differentiate the different pages like flashcard and practice test. So that's what we did. We have blue cards for the flashcards and green cards for the practice test. On top of that, we also changed our theme to a dark theme to make it easier to read and more accessible with our brand colors.
Plume still has room to grow, however. We thought of a community feature, which would allow the users to share flashcards and practice tests with a much wider range of people, getting access to more resources. The next steps would be to implement this feature. Our app's most unique feature, sharing your decks, is done through an online database that is linked to the app by default. This database updates information in real time, allowing users to refresh their data instantaneously. Our online database also significantly reduces the amount of storage needed on your phone, which in turn allows the app to run more efficiently than other study apps.
We believe that our app will be a useful tool for students in aiding them with information retention and reducing study time. After all, education is one of the first steps to a better world, so with Plume, let's help students make the world great again.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice you there. I didn't know we were back already. I was just brushing up on my design sprint process. I think I might need Plume to help me memorize some of these concepts and activities with the flash card decks that they have. How about you, Justin?
Yeah, that's actually a very good point because that's the question, which is that the app, it seems to be specifically targeting for preparation of exams or tests. Why is that the most important aspect of learning that that you're trying to solve when learning is obviously a very big category?
When we were first coming up with our app, we asked people and what they thought of studying, and a lot of people said that they wanted to cry when they were studying for tests or they hate studying. And so that's why we targeted studying in the first place. If we wanted to add this into in a larger scale, like you mentioned, studying and like for tests aren't the only things in school, we thought of a way to use the flashcards for perhaps the next steps, or even now we could use it for presentations, like you and a partner are presenting and you both share one deck and you can use it as presentation notes.
Okay. Then my follow-up question is, got to push your team a little bit, is how do you then ensure your users make best use of the active recall technique to understand content before remembering it, as opposed to rote memorizing everything?
The active recall, so how we have the flashcards set up is your notes, and then you kind of transfer it onto the practice test or the flashcards. And it could be at the same time learning and memorizing, because while you're memorizing using active recall, you are actively recalling in your mind. And so you are learning at the same time, I would say.
Okay. Other judges?
One thing I really appreciated from your presentation was you kind of called out active recall right at the beginning as like one of the really key pieces of foundation in which you're building a lot of your approach and the kind of the philosophy of the application. So I'm really curious about how did you arrive at active, because there are many study techniques out there, right? So how did you arrive at active recall as the one you wanted to lean on? And what were the other ones that you experimented with and that you abandoned, and why?
So first, of other methods, we know that another very popular one is spaced repetition and like rereading and rewriting your notes. And after research, we found that active recall, like we mentioned in the video, active recall when experimented was still, in all the conditions that they were put in, still more effective than that other popular one where you reread and rewrite your notes. So that's why we chose active recall over all the other like popular methods.
Do all of you study using active recall?
We've all tried it before, and I think it's pretty effective when you're trying to memorize like vocab words or like facts, especially. It's like trains your brain kind of to like remember the information from your memory.
Yeah, I use it when I learn a new language, especially.
Awesome, thank you.
I appreciated how you. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to let you guys know.
Do testing, and you kind of highlighted in your presentation what you learned from it. With the sharing aspect of your app, did you test whether that impacted the active recall success rate? Because obviously it's not then in your own words, it's somebody else's words.
How we originally had the flashcards and the sharing with the active recall was that the flashcards, when you're playing through it, that would be the active recall aspect. And the sharing aspect makes it so that when you're making the flashcards easier, because when you're making the flashcards, we expected you to look at your notes, which wouldn't be considered active recall. So it wouldn't directly be intertwined together. It would be kind of two separate things and it would work together.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think we have time for one more.
Okay. Well, then I would ask the hidden question. Again, a question that I'll push a little bit. And that is, you said you're going to account for other learning types. So how would you account for other types of learning, such as, essay writing, where it's you really need to draw references across a more broad-based knowledge and before putting together an essay, and active recall might not be as an effective method in that circumstances?
I'm not sure we fully thought about this aspect of it, but one way I would think that we could do that is through community, where other people can post what they learned and such into the community, like we mentioned in our next steps. And then that way you can get information that through the community. And like you were asking about other study methods, earlier I mentioned spaced repetition. It still has some benefits to it. And so we thought for next steps or a version 2, we could add that into our flashcards where we implement that into the level system.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks team. I'm going to get back to studying and ask Leah to bring on the next team.
Good luck with studying, Janice. Okay, so the next team to go live next is Team Soda, and after that, we will take another short break. I'm really ready for a drink right now. It's really hot.
Well, Team Soda is a mix from Rockridge and West Vancouver. Bubbling with excitement on this team is Ali, Anthony, Courage, Tamara, and Elise. They've popped open an app to help young adults keep track of their finances. Can their mentors help them pop more? Let's check in with Catherine, Brad, and Colin.
Hey, Team Soda. It's been a pleasure working with you and being your mentors for this term. We've seen the design and development of your app idea face many challenges during the term, but it was always great to see the eagerness to seek feedback and quickly learn and adapt through the challenges.
Like Colin said, you've accomplished a lot these past 24 weeks, and I hope you had a little bit of fun along with all the stress and hair pulling. Congratulations on making it to the provincials, and I hope to see you all on the podium. Best of luck.
Those were some so delightful words of encouragement.
Indeed. They really crushed our hearts over there.
let's all enjoy some soda, orange juice, or orange soda while we watch the presentation.
Growing up can be scary. A big part of that scare comes from the added pressure of having to suddenly take full responsibility for managing your finances. When we were researching for a topic that fits under MEGA, we found that 55% of younger adults between the ages of 18 to 34 said that they were suffering from financial-related anxiety, and 63% said that they were suffering from financial stress. It didn't take long to find a common reason behind all these financial-related issues. A study done in 2019 by Ferna revealed that less than 17% of people in the same age group of 18 to 34 were considered financially literate, meaning that 4 in 5 people failed to answer even the simplest of money-related questions, yet are still expected by those around them to manage their finances alone. So it wasn't hard to draw a clear connection between financial literacy and financial stress. We believe we can make a change for the better here.
That's why we're introducing our new app, Spend. Through Spend, we set out to alleviate people's financial stress and anxiety by making it as simple as possible to track your spending. We've included all the features you need to track your finances. You can add new transactions, sort through and modify your past transactions. And you can see a basic overview of your general spending, including a breakdown of your monthly expenses and a few statistics. Let's go through a quick sample scenario. Say I just went to Costco and bought some groceries. How do I go about recording that? It's simple. Just click the plus button, and that brings up the Add Transactions page. From there, simply input the value of the expense, choose this category, accidentally made a mistake, that's fine. You can always go back and modify any part of the transaction.
On the Transactions page, you can modify your account balance and sort through your past transactions, applying a filter if you want to. From a design perspective, we wanted to make our app feel easy to use, so we opted for a cleaner look. A simple light color scheme, rounded corners, minimal shadows, and a clear design hierarchy. Also that the user feels more comfortable navigating our app. One thing, however, providing users with a simple finance tracking tool wasn't our goal. Our goal was to make people's lives better by reducing their financial stress. Giving them a tool won't fix that issue, but teaching them and providing them with information will. And that's why we have an emphasis on learning throughout our app. We didn't want it to be tucked away behind so many tabs. Rather, we wanted it to be right there, so that whenever you open the app, you hopefully learn something new. You can learn something everywhere. Even when you first open the app, you're greeted by a slider, giving you the word of the day and a few recommended articles. Under your spending overview page, you're also shown an insight, giving you a recommendation on what you can improve on. We have a constantly updating list of articles that you can browse through on the education page. All articles also come with a video if you prefer visuals. You can look for an article by its category, or you can even search for a specific article or word that you would like to read up on. And you can also browse the glossary page if you're looking to improve your financial vocabulary. To make Earth great again, we wanted to help people feel more comfortable in their lives by alleviating their stress and anxiety. Through the creation of our app, Spend, we believe that we can do that. Thank you.
Wow, that presentation was fantastic. What did you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I think I would spend a lot of time in there trying to learn a lot of new things. So good job, team. I think that app has a really nice, clean user interface to help somebody understand, where their money's going and trying to learn a little bit more. Guess I'm curious because it looks like it really relies on people having to manually enter things, their transactions or their balances. did you ever think about how you could encourage your user to actually do that, so that they actually have an accurate picture of where their money is going?
So we kind of thought about it. We first tried to look at how we could actually, if we could possibly integrate like your bank account with it, but we realized it's gonna be much harder because you have to contact like individual banks and get their approval and stuff like that. So we just eventually settled on just having the user input it manually, and we felt that if you're like already suffering from financial stress and anxiety, then that in itself is motivation enough to want to make yourself better, I guess, and make yourself overcome that struggle. And yeah, we just felt that was motivation enough.
Okay. Yeah, another thing, because I'm glad you touched on the idea, like, hey, is there some way to like tie in your bank account or something like that? And only because I work in this space, there are some fintechs out there that actually sort of do that. So that might be something, if you ever wanted to keep playing with the app and exploring, you could Google around and search a bit more. And I think they have developer APIs you can sort of play around with for free just to, try something and see what it's like. I guess another thing is you said that, it's not just about the spending picture though, right? It's trying to sort of alleviate financial stress. So in terms of the term of the day or things like that, how do you decide what to show the user of the app?
So certain aspects of the app, like the information that's given, is based off your actual spending. So under the monthly spending page, for example, you get certain like insights depending on what you've actually spent on. I think that was mentioned in the video of it, but the other stuff is just randomized. The whole point of that is just so the users are constantly engaged and constantly learning from whenever they open the app. So I feel the randomized aspect of that just helps.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, let's open it up to the other judges.
Wonder if you did any research to learn if the users then felt more empowered with managing their finances after having some time using your tool.
So we haven't actually done that yet, but that seems like a great idea to do. But yeah, just before, like throughout the app, during the development process, we've just been constantly checking with certain like individuals and just seeing how they felt. And yeah, there was an overall positive response. They liked how simple it was, and yeah, I feel we did good in that area.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, question. In your video, you say that financial stress is directly caused by financial education or literacy. How do you find that to be a direct causation?
So we felt that just that stress there and the anxiety is mainly caused from a lack of knowing, I guess, and like a lack of knowing what to do. So we made the connection that if you're more financially like educated and more financially literate, then you know more, you know what to do, and you know like what steps you have to take and to like budget and like do your taxes or whatever and stuff like that. So that's how we do the connection, just financial stress being caused by like not knowing how to budget, like causing like a feeling in the back of your mind that we want to help overcome.
Yeah. So, it can be caused by many things. So how do you know that that's the most important aspect to solve for?
It's by looking at some statistics. We found just like the majority of the individuals who were suffering financial stress also suffered from a lack of financial literacy. And then there were a couple articles we saw some vast majority of individuals were not financially literate. And in that same age group, we found that most of them also suffered from stress. So that's just how we do the connection there.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. I'll give it a few seconds to see if there's anything more. Okay, well, great job answering that pop quiz, and felt more like an interrogation than a quiz, which may be worse, but I think that's about it. We can finally relax now.
Oh, great. Oh, wait, no, sorry. We're not relaxing yet. So those are the teams of this season's Game of Apps finals. But remember, community voting will be closing in exactly 1 minute. Yep, 1 minute. Your votes will count for 10% of the team's total evaluation. So it could be just what they need to push them over to the top. So yeah, get voted.
Yeah. So, there definitely was a lot of inner fuel poured into these projects while they worked on them drinking soda and chewing on some bean sprouts.
The teams certainly got a lot of supporters, even from some Vancouver Islanders, and to carry them to the finish line, which resulted in quite a stiff competition.
Well, hello world. The team have made their way from Doge code memes over the course of this program to building apps. We will announce the winner shortly after the break, so stay put. And how's it going, everyone? And we're back. Sorry about that audio issue right there. We have a very exciting segment now called Wilbur's Comeback. Hopefully this time he won't be plagued by technical difficulties.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Janice. Well, as we mentioned earlier, Wilbur is a dev mentor and works as a software developer at Google. He joins us all the way from San Francisco. Hey, Wilbur.
Hey, Janice.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. My face is huge compared to you guys. I need to. All right. I just need time to grade. So I'm going to, I guess, teach you how to join Google. Don't worry. I made sure to pay my internet bills this time. I'm sure nothing won't happen. Wait, sorry. Hold on.
What's going on?
Seems like something happened over there again.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't know why my lights went off. That's okay. That's fine. Well, I'll work with this for now then. Before I talk about how to join Google, let me go through some quick things. Slides, please. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the many ways that I got wrecked before I got to where I am today, which is working on the Google search team. I realized that many of you have heard maybe too many inspirational stories and the likes, so I've decided to go a different direction. I'm going to talk about all the things that didn't go as planned coming up to my current point in my life. All right, we're going to go back to my younger years. All right. Once upon a time when I was 13 or something, I was trying to learn how to crap talk, and I quickly learned that I cannot destroy hopes and dreams the way Justin can. As you can see, I was playing games and someone told me I suck, and I told them, you improve your vocabularies. Vocabularies is not a word, so they called me out. Yeah, I learned, you know what, you should play to your strengths. And for me, it is to not talk crap. I am not witty, and I'm okay with that. There are things that I am good at though, such as making fart sounds with my collarbone and not my armpit. That's pretty cool, by the way. I think it's pretty cool. And I'm also pretty good at not losing my toothbrush. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that too. All right, next story. The next one is going to be about when I was applying for my first co-op internship position. So, I've applied to more than 50, and I got rejected from every single one of them. At the very beginning, I was picky, but soon I was like, anyone, please just pick me. I need to be fed. But no one took me in. At that time, I had a friend who was working in Ontario who told me about a position there. I had nothing better to do, so I'm like, why not? Now, this position was for a disabilities summer camp counselor. And you know what? It was so different from tech, but through this experience, I have met many great people and learned a great deal about myself through this journey. And so thus, I'm going to say that the moral for this story is sometimes, you know what? Plan Bs are better than plan As. Quick disclaimer is that you do need a plan B for this to work. If you have no plan Bs, nothing is not better than plan A. Just saying. All right. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. I almost got fired once. So we'll get. Well, yeah. This is one of my probably cringiest things to think about when I shower. So this is one of my co-op internships as well. This is when I was midway through at UBC. And so what happened was that one of the projects had problems that I kind of knew I could not finish on time. The problem for me was that I was inexperienced, I was scared, and I mean it's a bag of I don't want to look stupid, I don't want to look bad, and I didn't know how to communicate. So instead of talking to my manager about the potential of this project not finishing, I did work on it, but then when I realized it wasn't going to finish on time, I just kind of put my head into the sand and pray that things will be okay. Do not do this, by the way, because as you can see, I almost got fired. But I was very, very lucky that my manager sat down with me, talked to me about the situation. I mean, I learned that because of this, they did consider firing me, but they were giving me a second chance. And he taught me about how to, own up to my mistakes and to communicate better about if things are happening or not. And I will say this is not an easy thing to do. I know that during the project, some teams maybe were more quiet than others. Maybe the students, maybe you all were feeling similar things I was feeling when I was going through this, which is, I don't want to sound stupid, and so I don't want to really talk about what I can't and can't do. It is not easy. But surprisingly, people are usually very understanding when things don't go according to plan. As long as you tell them, people are very like, okay, that's fine, and people will work around that. Don't be quiet about problems. Don't ghost. Ghosting is bad. Not today. Okay. All right. For next thing that goes wrong in my life. So this one is actually during my last year at UBC. I was working on a project that involved a robot that plays soccer autonomously. Now, this course had 11 teams, and we compete with each other. The idea for this project is that there is a webcam overlooking the entire field. And for us, you can see that the robot has like a blue-green thing on top. We use that to use our computer to find where our robot was on the field. Now, this project was huge. It's end-to-end development, hardware to software. Our team, we had countless discussions, debates, and countless arguments over what should we do? How should we do them? What should we buy? Oh yeah, there's a budget as well. There's so many dimensions of things that we were like need to figure out. And this was the first for everyone in the team. And now, what's even crazier is that one of the 11 teams in this course that we're competing with, that team explicitly has experience with robots already, and they were the favorite to win the competition at the very end. But that did not deter us. We kept pushing. We really loved this project, and we really wanted it to succeed. We weren't like, oh, we're gonna get number one for sure, but we were gonna see how far we can get. To the point where, by the way, you should never do this, but I was coding up until the very last minute before the competition. Like the day of, on site, I was pushing code onto the robot maybe 30 seconds before the tournament begins. You should never do this. Things can break. Things will break. We're lucky that things did not break. Like, I pushed it in, did not even test it, and it worked. But don't do that. We got super lucky. Yeah, I'm sure you know where this is going. We dethroned them. Grit can make the impossible possible. Grit can make the impossible possible. Except, of course, the things if they are truly impossible, like escaping the event horizon or reversing entropy. Now, for the last story of the day that I have is about kind of how I got into Game of Apps. So I was playing Rainbow Six with Jeff one time, and he was telling me about this volunteer thing he's doing where he's teaching design and code to students. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Sure. And so I talked with Justin, and then I'm just like, hey, that's really cool, but I cannot really guarantee a lot of my time because I do at this point in time I have my own life and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, no worries, man. Low commitment. And so I thought, why not? Well, 100 hours later, by the way, I'm not kidding. I've been tracking my hours. 100 hours is not low commitment. More of a story. You can't trust Justin, man. Just can't. I'm just kidding. The moral story is try new things. It was a fantastic experience that I did not imagine experiencing through. And I just say, like, there are many things that you don't know until you try them. And sometimes if you have free slots, I recommend just like put things on them. You may not like them and then just don't do them again, but you may like something and experience something from them that you didn't know you could. Okay, cool. All right, now that we've done with all the sappy stuff, let's get down to the part that's actually useful. All right, next we're going to talk about the Google interview. And hold on. Oh, I've just been told that I ran out of time. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I'll have to shelf this for next year. Well, yeah, I guess. Sorry, I have to end it there. If you guys want to know how to pass their Google interview, well, hopefully I see you all in the Game of Apps next year. And then, yeah, toodles.
Interesting. I thought everything is free in Silicon Valley. At least that's what I saw in the shows. Anyway, thanks, Wilbur, for those inspirational stories. So if you ever want a job at Google, please connect with Uncle Wilbur. But the catch is he might need to take a cut from you to pay his internet and now his electricity bills, only if you get hired.
Also, by the way, we're also taking a cut too. Auntie Leah and Auntie Janice. So just so you know. Well, what a great show, everyone. Thank you to everyone who participated. I'd like to extend my thanks to a few special people. So first of all, thank you to all of our judges for the powerful insights and challenging questions to all of our teams. I'm sure that we've all learned something new today. And yeah, we're going to keep thinking about that. Thank you to all of the teams who participated and to our audience for watching the entire show as well as the show last week. Thank you to, actually, I want to give a special shout out to the Vancouver production cast and crew, as well as the Seattle cast and production crew. We spent many hours coming up with jokes and puns, fixing lighting, fixing camera angles, and making sure that Justin's audio was properly synced. It was a nightmare. But yeah, before we head off to the awards ceremony, I wanted to give a shout out to all of the mentors who have mentored the teams throughout the entire season of Game of Apps. Hope you enjoy the show.
Yes, definitely a big thank you to all the mentors for not only putting on a great production for all of our championships, but also producing a lot of bright children.
I don't think the students would like to be called children.
Young adults then. Young adults.
All right. Well, I know that everyone here is anxiously waiting to find out what the final results are. But the crew is still busy tallying up all the scores over here. So let's get rolling to announce the People's Choice Award first.
All right. Thank you so much, Janice and Leah. So it's been another tough yet exciting day, and I'm anxious to find out who the winner will be as well. But first, let's announce the People's Choice Award, which was voted on by all of you in the audience. So without further ado, the team who won the most community votes is, drumroll, that is Team Stiff. Congratulations, Team Stiff. Woo! You got the People's Choice Award. All right. So we'll contact you shortly to let you know how to get that award. So now at this point, I'd like to bring back our judges. So let's get the judges back on screen. So judges, how was the evaluations? Was it tough? Was it close, or was it pretty obvious?
It was really tough. It's a tough competition every year. So yeah, definitely not easy.
Okay, awesome. What were some of the things that stood out to you in this year's teams?
I think for me, it was the quality of the presentations. Like, I knew I was going to be seeing some apps and I had some hopes to see some cool things, but the quality of the presentations and how people put together video or acting skills or, animated designs, all these things, it was just really amazing. A lot of things that just made me smile, made me laugh. This generation is going to be spicing up a lot of corporate meetings very soon, and I will applaud that for sure.
Yeah, that's so true. Awesome. So yeah, students, kudos to you. You've put in a lot of effort and it shows a lot of dedication. So judges, before we announce the results, any final parting words to the students?
Just congratulations from me. Like, you did an amazing job, and keep it up. Like, keep going and keep creating great things that are going to make the world a better place. It's very inspiring. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that, Teresa. Anyone else?
And I would say, keep trying things and trying out ideas. Don't be afraid. Even if it doesn't go the way you planned the first time round, that's okay. Give it another shot, because that's really how great products are made. Is through that experimentation and learning.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And Stanley, any final words?
No, it's just congratulations as well. Same as everyone. I think that to have made it this far and to have learned all the things you've learned along the way, and it's just really exciting to hear veterans, I think Justin called you, to have gone through this program multiple times, and having judged these a couple of times now as well, see the learning and the growth and the development and how you've built upon the things you've learned in the past. I think that's the most important thing, and that is ultimately what will set you up for success in the future. So congratulations either way.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Stanley. And Justin, any final words for the students?
Yeah, I mean, they hear a lot from me. They got a lot more opportunities to hear from me throughout the whole 24 weeks. So yeah, I would say that this year is different. We switched to problem-based learning, and they have been pretty much building apps for 24 weeks, right? It's like 3 or 4 in the first semester, and then 1 more for the championship. So that's a lot. That's a lot of problems to be thinking about, a lot of whys, a lot of how do you actually go about solving problems, and it's not easy. And if there's anything, I would say that hopefully this is the kind of thing that they like and actually want to be part of and move on to a career. But even if they know, hopefully they are able to take something away from them, no matter what industry they will end up being in the future. And just be happy doing whatever you're doing in the future. And good luck.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Justin. So yeah, judges, on behalf of all the students and all the mentors, We just want to thank you for this time that you've put in today to provide the evaluations, your comments and feedback to the students. You asked them, some of them were pretty tough questions, and I could see the students were struggling there. But it's good that you asked them because it broadens their perspective on what things they need to consider. So thank you so much, judges. So thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon. All right, so just a few announcements before we jump right into the awards. So first, as previously mentioned, and you've seen in the slides during the break, we have summer internships available this summer. So we encourage you to apply. As a lot of you know, the Game of Apps website, the iOS Game of Apps app, and also the Android app were all developed by our past summer interns working alongside the mentors. So please apply. And if you need more information, just contact me or any of the other mentors. Second, as we mentioned last week, we're also launching a middle years program for grades 6 to 9 students starting next season. So if you know students in these age groups, please encourage them to apply. We'll be using the Swift Playgrounds curriculum developed by Apple and as approved also by the BC Ministry of Education. The program will introduce you to coding using either a Mac or an iPad. And the nice bonus is that you get to, if you want, you get to submit your Playgrounds project to Apple. And every year Apple has a Worldwide Developers Conference. It's coming up soon, the first week of June, I think. And every year Apple will choose a bunch of students who have submitted these playgrounds and will invite them to either San Jose or San Francisco, wherever they're holding it, to attend the Worldwide Developers Conference. So you will have a chance to do that for this middle years program. So next announcement, if you're still in high school next year, we encourage you to apply to join Game of Apps again. You know, our curriculum can be likened to drinking out of a fire hose. There's just so much information, so much to learn, and you only get like a fraction of it the first time around. Many of our repeat students say that they learn so much more the second and third time around. The things that they've learned in the first year, it becomes more solidified, and then they get to learn the things that they've missed out on. So lastly, I just want to leave you with some words of encouragement. You know, I've been in the industry for over 30 years. That's a long time. When I graduated from UBC in 1990, I was so excited to join the tech industry because I thought, you know, we're just at the beginning of this tech revolution. And it was. Technology exploded during my 30 years in the career. But looking back now, 30 years later, I still feel the same excitement looking forward. There's still so much more to come, right? You know, from mobile apps, which is what you've learned in this program, to machine learning, AI, data mining, social networking, quantum computing. There's so many things. And in whatever industry you can think of, whether it's finance, hospitality, mining, forestry, healthcare, you name it, it's all blue sky opportunities. So it's really exciting. Students, the apps that you built this season were around the theme, Make Earth Great Again. And although it's a funny twist to a somewhat questionable slogan, a lot of you took it seriously. And a lot of you addressed real-world problems in our society, from mental wellness to eco footprints, carbon waste, community involvement, fact-checking, fake news, facilitating more family time, serving youth immigrants, and many more. These are all very, very noble causes and noble problems that real-world problems that need to be solved. And you did a lot of research and you dug deep into understanding what the issues are. And I want to encourage you to keep doing that. You've learned to apply the skills that you have to around critical thinking to help make the world a better place. And that's what we want you to take. One of the things we want you to take out of this as well. You know, technology is neither good nor evil. It's what we as intelligent and moral people do with it. And that's what makes a difference, right? It's all about the people, you know, how your technology helps people in society and how you as a person in the tech industry work alongside the other people in the industry. So lastly, I want to take this time to thank the incredible team of mentors we have here at Game of Apps. I want to echo what Leah said, right? First, our mentors are top-notch professionals in their own respective fields of work. As you can see in the curriculum, in the class materials that was developed and delivered to you, and also in the quality of these live stream productions, very top-notch individuals. But secondly, and more importantly, these mentors also have such a heart to give back to the students, to you, to the next generation of future tech workers, to prepare you and give you an extra advantage so that you can be much better prepared coming into this industry or going into your future careers, even more prepared than they were when they were your age. They volunteered their time every Tuesday evening and countless hours in between sessions, working with you on your assignments and projects, teaching you about their own work and life experiences, and in several cases, being like an older brother or an older sister to you. So students and parents, please join me in giving the mentors a huge heartfelt thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so it looks like the scores are in, and we're finally at the most anticipated event of today. So who will be taking home this giant trophy? Who will be winning the hearts of the audiences?
Yeah, whoa, sorry. This trophy is super heavy. I wonder what they're gonna do. Oh, wait, there's a bunch of things in this trophy. Whoa, it never ends. What? I wonder which one of these teams will win. Roland?
That's a good question. We will find out now. Okay, so let me bring up my results. All right, so in third place, we have drum roll. All right, Team Soda, congratulations. Awesome. Team Soda, congratulations. Well-deserved win. Ali, I know in particular you have put in a lot of work into this, and I want to encourage you to keep at it. You have, as I mentioned to you when you won the Best Outstanding Developer Award last week, that you have the aptitude for being a good developer. So keep at it, and I encourage you to keep going. All right. So now in second place, the second place award goes to, drum roll. Team Hello World, awesome. Congratulations, Team Hello World. Good job. You guys really wowed us. I myself personally was very, very impressed with what you built, and the design especially was really, really good. So yeah, I am very happy that you got second place. So congratulations. I hope to see more work from you and more apps and design coming out of the team members. All right, and so the final first place winner. So we're going to announce the winner. After we announce the team, please, all the students in that team, please rejoin the Zoom call, because after the show, Leah is going to do a post-show interview with you. So when we announce your name, your team name, please do that. So before we announce that, I just want to say that everyone in this competition, especially those who made it to the provincials, you're all winners in my eyes. Just for fun, of course, we have this competition and evaluation, but you've done so much. I can honestly say that if you go to any other high school student around you, that none of them would have been able to do something like this. And in a span of 8 months, you've learned so much and you've applied so much. All right, so kudos to all of you. So feel proud of what you've done. All right, so let's announce the first place winner this year's Season 4 Game of Apps Provincial Champions. Drum roll. Awesome. Team Dogecoin from Richmond Secondary. Congratulations. That's an awesome win. So yeah, you guys, your app is really good. You've addressed a space that I think is very timely. With addressing fake news and addressing the ability to be able to distinguish and understand fake news. So that's and the research that you've done. I think I was impressed with just how you were able to dig deep into the problem space. And like you said in the answers to the judges asked you some pretty tough questions, but like you said, you're not addressing the whole thing. You're just taking a baby step, and so awesome. So congratulations. Team Dogecoin, and to all the winners and all the students and participants of this season's Game of Apps. So you've gone through a lot during these challenging times and managed to end with grace. We hope that you all had fun and learned lots. So to the students going into post-secondary this year, so basically you're grade 12 and you're leaving high school, we wish you all the best, and we wish you the best of luck in your whatever you're doing, whether it's post-secondary studies or whatever. And please stay in touch. As I mentioned last week, we will be starting a Discord server over the next few days. So we'll be inviting you to that, everyone, of course, but for those who are grade 12 especially, keep in touch because we want to know what you're doing. Drop us a note, what program you're in. And yeah, we might even see each other in the future working in the industry. So to the others, we hope to see you back in season 5. And goodbye from me for now, and stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey. Congrats, Team Dogecoin. Congrats on bringing home this giant cup over here. Do we have Team Dogecoin on the call? Okay, awesome. Cool. So, they're there. I can see them right now. Hey, Team Doge. What do you guys plan on doing with this giant trophy?
Or drinking out of it.
What? Oh man. Okay. Well. Okay. On to the more serious questions. All right. So, what were some of the highlights that made today possible for you guys?
I think it was during the calls that we had with you guys the day on Wednesday. I think was it? Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. We were talking about because we were reflecting on what the mentors. The question session that we had last time, and we I think what really helped us advance is by acknowledging that this problem is not this big problem is not something that our app just can solve. We're only taking a baby step. I think that realization was what helped us answer the mentor's question this time, and it really helped.
Nice.
Yeah. And in general, this day, we watched the entire thing. We're all together on Discord. I guess the entire community aspect, watching the mentors, all of you, helped us out the entire time. It was a true community effort, and then that's what made it great.
Shout out to Leah, because I was a developer last year, and I joined this year as a designer, and I really don't know much about design, and Leah saved me. So thank you, Leah. Without you, our app would look like MyEd VC. Sorry, MyEd, but yeah.
Oh, and also shout outs to Harry for also helping with the developer, even though he's a design.
Hey, can I add one more shout out here? A shout out to Arthur for editing all our videos.
Oh my, that guy's a legend.
From the very beginning,
Arthur's the beast.
Top tier editing right
there. Wow, thanks, Steve. Yeah, there definitely was a lot of office hour calls between us, but yeah, awesome. So did you all expect to win the competition, or were you kind of biting your nails and were like, oh no, who's gonna win?
I guess we really thought Study Farm, Plume, and what's the finance one?
Spend.
We thought those ones were really good. And although, so first of all, they obviously worked really hard on their apps. So, kudos to them too. But I guess it was really when you guys finally announced the winners, we're thinking, oh, please let the first place be us. Otherwise, that'll be, hugely disappointing. But, oh well.
was there anything else you guys wanted to share with our audience, or like what was the biggest learning lesson for all of you?
For me, it's Stack Overflow and Google and YouTube.
Very good.
I learned a lot about Figma. Like now when I have to make something, the first tool that comes to my mind is Figma. And I think I've gotten really familiar with the website over the months. And yeah, it's a great thing. You know, it's very useful in a lot of situations.
Yeah, I think a lot of us can attest to the learning journey. Yeah, I think Arthur can speak after this. Yeah, we didn't have much experience going in, but then through each project, we slowly got better and better.
Yeah,
Nice.
like for me, I started off with basically zero experience programming, and I feel like I've learned a lot through these past 24 weeks.
Awesome. Any last words before we head out here? No? All right. Nope.
Shout out to the mentors again, I guess.
Yeah, and thanks for the program. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, I think we all no regrets for joining this program. It was
absolutely
a great journey.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you. Well, congrats again, Team Dogeco. Congrats to Jimmy, William, Harry, Chloe, Hannah, and Arthur. Well done. Hopefully you all will have a good social distance celebration later today, or maybe like at some point throughout the year. Yeah. Until next year, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye. Congrats again. Woo!
Oh, why are you still here? Go enjoy your time off. Well, if you want to stick around, you can at least pre-register for season 5, or you can apply for the summer internship program, or maybe even get your younger siblings or friends to join the mid-year program. Oh, and don't forget to click the like button and push the subscribe button. Well, that's it, folks. That's a wrap.